What if the greatest act of self-betrayal in your entire life is the simple fact that everyone thinks you are so easy to get along with? What if the tightness you feel in your jaw right now, that dull, heavy ache in the back of your neck, isn't just random stress, but the physical weight of all the words you have swallowed to keep the peace? What if being the chill, low-maintenance person in your friend group, your family, or your relationship is actually slowly killing you from the inside out? Look, think about your own life for a second. Think about the last time someone asked you where you wanted to eat or what you wanted to do, and you just smiled and said, "I don't mind, whatever you want." It felt harmless, didn't it? A tiny concession, a small step back to let someone else take the spotlight. But underneath that polite, practiced smile, right in the pit of your stomach, there was a tiny flash of exhaustion, a quiet, suffocating emptiness that you immediately pushed down. You are the easygoing one, the one who never causes a fuss, the one who adapts to everyone else's schedule, absorbs everyone else's chaotic moods, and asks for absolutely nothing in return. You pride yourself on this. Society praised you for this. You are so mature, they told you. You are so easy to love, but it is a lie. It is a deeply violent lie. You are not easy to love. You are just easy to use. The harsh truth is that they do not love you. They love the absolute lack of friction you provide. They love that they can project their entire reality onto you, and you will seamlessly mold yourself to fit it, exactly like water taking the shape of whatever cup it is poured into. But what happens to the water? It becomes stagnant. It loses its wildness. It loses its own nature. Let us look closely at what Jung called the persona, the mask. Your easygoing nature is not your soul. It is a survival mechanism. Somewhere along the line, probably when you were very young and highly observant, you learned a tragic lesson that your actual needs are a burden. You learned that if you were loud, if you were difficult, if you had complex, messy emotions, you would be abandoned. The love you received was entirely conditional on your compliance. So, you psychologically cut off your own limbs to fit into a tiny, suffocating box of acceptability. You shoved your righteous anger, your intense desires, and your rigid boundaries into the shadow, the dark, unseen corner of the psyche. And you locked the heavy iron door. But the shadow does not stay quiet. It rots. In the ancient, mysterious art of psychological alchemy, there is a necessary, terrifying stage of transformation called Putrefactio, the rotting, the blackening. It is the phase where organic matter must break down, decompose, and literally smell like death before it can ever be transformed into gold. Modern self-help completely skips this part. Modern pop psychology wants you to just think positive thoughts, practice some deep breathing, and magically let go of your resentment. They are wrong. That deep, ugly resentment you feel when your friend talks at you for an entire hour and never once asks how you are, that sudden, terrifying urge to just smash your phone against the wall when someone asks you for another small favor, the fantasy of packing your bags and disappearing in the middle of the night to a place where no one knows your name. That is not a sign that you need to meditate more. It is not a sign that you are failing at being a good spiritual person. It is putrefactio. It is the undeniable stench of your false self rotting away. It is your soul screaming at you that the easygoing persona is completely dead, and it is time to bury the corpse. Here is the strange part. Here is the terrifying truth that will actually set you free. The only way to heal, the only way to survive this putrefaction of your identity, is to become an absolute disappointment. Yes, you heard me. You must become a massive, inconvenient, intensely selfish disappointment to the people around you. We are taught from birth that disappointing people is a failure of character. We are conditioned to believe that being difficult is a fatal flaw. But when your entire identity is built on being agreeable, being difficult is the highest, most potent form of self-love. Becoming a disappointment is the most sacred spiritual work you will ever do in this lifetime. Think about what happens when you finally say no. Picture it right now. A friend asks you to help them move for the fourth time this year, or a coworker asks you to cover their shift again. Normally, you would sigh, cancel your plans for a quiet Saturday alone, and go do the heavy lifting. But this time, you look them in the eye and say, "No, I can't do that." Watch their face. Watch the immediate shock then. Watch the subtle irritation creep in. Watch them instinctively try to guilt-trip you, because you have broken the unspoken contract of your utility. They will say, "But you always help me. What's wrong with you lately? You're acting so different." Let them say it. Let them be angry. Let the relationship burn to the ground if it has to. Because any relationship that shatters the moment you assert a single, basic boundary was never a relationship at all. It was a hostage situation disguised as friendship. In Zen Buddhism, there is a profound, ruthless understanding of destroying the illusions we cling to. When the Zen master tells the student to kill the Buddha on the road, it means to destroy your fixed ideas. Burn down the false idols, and your greatest false idol, your most toxic religion, is your own reputation as a good person. What exactly is a good person? In our modern sickness, a good person is just someone who quietly suffers so that no one else has to be momentarily uncomfortable. Look at the physical toll it takes on you. Your body keeps the exact score of every single time you betrayed yourself to keep someone else comfortable. The insomnia staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. is your own mind refusing to shut down. Because it knows you spent the entire day living a lie. The sheer, bone-deep exhaustion you feel around certain people is your life force draining away, bleeding out through 1,000 tiny cuts of accommodation. You are starving. You are spiritually starving to death while pretending you aren't even hungry, just so nobody feels obligated to offer you a plate. So, how do we integrate this? How do we survive the rotting process of the Putrefactio and come out the other side? You must make peace with your own villain era. You must pull up a chair and invite your shadow to the dinner table. Carl Jung understood that one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Your darkness is your unmet need. Your darkness is your absolute right to take up space. Your right to be loud, your right to be incredibly inconvenient, your right to change your mind without apologizing for it. The next time you feel that heavy, sinking feeling of obligation, pause. Do not rush to fill the silence. Do not rush to smooth over the awkwardness. Let the awkwardness sit there in the center of the room. Let it be heavy. Someone asks you for a favor you do not want to do. The air grows thick. You feel the panic rising in your chest, the old childhood conditioning screaming at you to just say yes, to just be the easy one, to just make it okay for everyone else. Stop. Breathe into your stomach. Say, "Let me think about it." Say, "No, that doesn't work for me." And this is the absolute hardest part, shut your mouth. Do not over-explain. Do not offer a panicked, 3-minute long apology. Do not offer 5 different alternatives to soften the blow. Just let the no hang in the air like a guillotine. It will feel like dying. I will not lie to you. When you first start doing this, your nervous system will convince you that you are in mortal danger. You will feel a profound, nauseating, crushing guilt. Welcome the guilt. The guilt is just the growing pains of your soul stretching its legs for the first time in decades. As you let the false self rot away, you will lose people. People who loved you solely for your utility will drift away. Or they will actively turn on you. They will call you selfish. They will call you toxic. They will tell other people that you have changed for the worse. Let them. Surrender the desperate need to be seen as the hero in their story. In some people's stories, you are going to be the villain. You are going to be the cold, distant friend. You are going to be the uncooperative partner. Accept the villain role with total grace. It is deeply, violently liberating to realize you do not have to do public relations for your own soul. Let them misunderstand you. Let them be wrong about you. Their perception of you is none of your business. Your only business is your own integrity. In Taoism, there is a distinct difference between being empty in a way that is receptive and being empty in a way that is just depleted. Right now, your easygoing nature is massive depletion. It is a barren, scorched wasteland. True Taoist emptiness is full of immense, quiet power, but to reach it, you must first reclaim your borders. You must build a fortress. Only when a castle has strong, impenetrable walls can the gates be opened voluntarily. Right now, you have absolutely no walls. Anyone can walk in, wipe their muddy feet on your floor, take whatever they want from your kitchen, and you call it hospitality. It is not hospitality. It is a psychological pillaging. Start building your walls today. Brick by brutal brick. Every no is a brick. Every disappointed look from a friend that you endure, without apologizing, is the mortar holding that brick in place. Every single time you choose your own rest over someone else's minor convenience, you are fortifying your spirit. It will be very quiet inside those walls at first. You might feel a profound loneliness, but it is a pure loneliness. It is a clean, honest loneliness, entirely unlike the crowded, suffocating loneliness of being surrounded by people who don't even know the real you. Let the easygoing version of you die. Let it rot. Become the difficult, complex, deeply alive human being you were always meant to be. If you made it to the end, comment "let it rot," and I will personally reply to you. And if this resonated with you, subscribe to be part of this and leave a like if you enjoyed it.